Well, speaking of the rain, we do have just a little bit too much in our area.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring in 4029 meteorologist Robert Suhr talking about the rest of the evening, overnight, tomorrow. What are we looking at?
It is rough. It's going to be rough. Yeah, not ideal weather conditions, unfortunately, guys, as we continue to watch rain and storm chances over the next 24 to 36 hours. There's a look at the radar right now, just issued by the National Weather Service for Benton and Washington counties. We do have a flash flood warning now in effect. That goes through 9:15 because of all of this activity that is expected to really create some dangerous flash flooding concerns. We are watching this storm here moving through Tahlequah right now. It is a severe thunderstorm with 60-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar-size hail. This will slide into Washington and Benton County here over the next hour or so. So everybody along the interstate, Rogers, Lowell, Springdale, Johnson, possibly Fayetteville as well, are in the path of this storm. So keep that in mind. Very, very heavy rainfall looks likely with that cell. Things right now in the River Valley are quiet and are expected to stay that way for the next couple of hours because a lot of this activity is firing up right along a boundary that we have, right along a front that's very, very slowly sagging to the south. And most of the activity is north of that front. You can see just a couple of showers right now in Washington County. The majority of activity currently was in Benton County and will soon be in Benton and Washington County here over the next hour. So conditions will continue to go downhill. Things are quiet right now, ominous looking, but quiet across Rogers. You can see still some of those residual backups on Interstate 49 from that earlier accident at Walton. Fayetteville is also quiet, but the weather is going down, or the weather will be going down here quickly. You can see it's getting darker here. We're pointed toward the west, toward that storm system. Quiet in Fort Smith, actually a little bit lighter outside in Fort Smith. And then in Springdale as well, the rain is also headed in your direction. It'll be a different look here during our 6 o'clock cast. Things are cooling down slightly behind the front, 61 in Gravette, but still 75 at Drake Field in Fayetteville. And it's even toastier in the River Valley. Temperatures ripe for thunderstorm formation in the 80s, but most of the instability is to your north right now. So that's kind of keeping things at bay, and the atmosphere in the River Valley is kind of capped, which limits thunderstorm development. But we'll continue to see this front slowly oozing its way toward the south, and we'll see more of those showers and storms develop along it. Now, tonight, most of the activity is in northwest Arkansas. Very heavy rainfall as we go through the evening. The severe threat will wane, and the heavy rain threat will continue, and that will continue into the early morning hours. And notice in the River Valley, tomorrow morning, right in time for the morning rush hour, that's when the really heavy stuff gets into the River Valley. So northwest Arkansas, the heaviest rain, the most inclement weather was for the evening rush. It'll be for the morning rush, I think, in the River Valley. There could still be isolated severe storms, especially in eastern parts of the River Valley. But by the afternoon and early evening tomorrow, everything should finally start to wind down. And we're setting up for a pretty nice weekend. We still have a general flood watch and that flash flood warning now in effect for northwest Arkansas. The flood watch goes through Friday night. Scattered severe thunderstorms certainly possible in the slight risk. And we're worried about excessive rainfall, very worried about that flash flooding, which is why we already have that the first flash flood warning of the day. Several inches of rainfall looks likely, and there will be isolated higher amounts, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches. So we say it all the time, folks, do not drive through flooded roadways or roadways that are barricaded. The officials block those for a reason. Illinois and Poteau River have the best chance for significant river flooding over the next couple of days. 50s to 60s will be our lows tonight, and then tomorrow basically in the 60s, that rain-cooled air keeping kind of temperatures in check. But after we get through Friday, things get really nice and pleasant for the weekend. So we get through these next 2 days, things are fine. A couple of sprinkles on Monday. Sunshine returns as we get into the middle part of the week. And then end of next week, we might be doing this all over again with more chances for rain, repeated rain and storms. We'll keep an eye on that. But Brandon, we got to get through tonight and tomorrow first, and we'll just look forward to a nice weekend.